Good morning, everyone. I'm back again today to make another soap. Today we're going to be making juicy fruit gum. So let's get our lye water mixed into our hard oils and get those melted down. This juicy fruit fragrance, that I am using, I got from Julie's Sensational Soaping Supply Company. She's a group that I found through Facebook. And let me tell you, does this smell like you just opened up a fresh pack of juicy fruit gum? Once again, I'm using the heat transfer method to melt down my hard oils. I'm going to be keeping this a pretty simple soap. I'm going to color it in yellow and do a white drop swirl in it. Because I've not soaped with the juicy fruit fragrance before, I'm going to keep the white part unscented just so I can see if there's going to be any discoloration in it. And the part that will be scented with the juicy fruit will be colored yellow. The yellow I'm using today is Colonial Mustard, which is another Prismatic Pigments color. Into the white, and I've already added into the bottom of the container I'm going to use for it. I don't know if you can see in there. I've added, it's called Diamond Dust Mica, and I got that from Nature's Garden Candles. Quiet. Please excuse my dogs. There's not much I can do with them. They are in a room adjacent to my kitchen, and they cannot get up into the kitchen, but you will hear them barking as I've got 3 big dogs. I got several small ones too, 3 actually, but the one that you hear right now is a Black Lab and a Great Dane mix, so he has a very deep bark. Alright, those are mixed in, so time to add my liquid oils. Once again, into the liquid oils, I have my kaolin clay added, and today I'm using buttermilk powder. I know this is completely off topic of soap making, but if you have the opportunity to rescue a dog as opposed to paying the money for a dog through a breeder, I am here as an advocate to rescuing them, because in my personal opinion, a rescue dog is one of the best dogs that you could ever own. And when I was growing up, my mom was a dog breeder. She bred toy poodles and Yorkshire Terriers. And yes, those were great dogs to have, and it's all in the raising of the dogs. But I can tell you this, a rescue dog will love you no matter what. They are just completely grateful that you're giving them a chance where their original owners would not. Okay, time to get stick blending. Burp out my air bubbles. Okay, we're at emulsification, so I am going to go ahead and pour off for my white portion before I add the color and fragrance to this and get my white blended up. I'm not going to take it to thin trace yet because I do not know how this fragrance oil will react. And a lot of times with fragrance oils, you can have someone tell you that, oh, this acted fine in my soap, but depending on the recipe you're using, will depend on how it will act in your soap. A little bit more. Okay. Now to this, because I do want it white, I am also going to add a little bit of titanium dioxide. I've added the diamond dust mica in there to hopefully get a pretty sheen to the soap. There we go. Let me get my spatula in there and scrape the bottom, make sure I got all that diamond dust up. Give it another stick blend. Okay, that's where I want it, so get as much of the white back into my bowl as I can. And then I'll set that aside to finish working on my yellow scented portion. Here is my yellow mixed up. Give it a quick mix, make sure the oil and the yellow is blended thoroughly. Start with that and see how we do. Okay, I'm going to add in the rest of this. You know, when I was determining what colors to use for this soap, I said, and all I could keep coming back to was yellow, because the gum wrapper for Juicy Fruit is yellow. But because the gum itself is white, that's what made me decide on using the white drop swirl in it. You know, I wanted to have some different colors in it, but in my mind, just nothing that I was thinking of would work right for it. So, the normal yellow and white it is. Oh, look at those bubbles. Go ahead and add in the fragrance and get that blended, and we'll see how it does. Hopefully it behaves nicely for me. I decided not to scent the white part because the fragrance itself is very yellow, so I'm not sure exactly how much discoloration, if any, there will be. So far, I'm not seeing any acceleration of trace. I'm not seeing any ricing. Discoloration will have to be determined later on, but hopefully, because it is a yellow color and I colored it yellow, we won't see any. Just at light trace, but I want to give it a few more seconds of stick blending. Okay. Stick blender out of the way, give it a quick rinse. Now, move my batter to the side and I can get my mold in here. I'm going to try pouring at a different angle today, and hopefully maybe you can see a little bit better of what I'm doing. Try to keep my arms out of the road. We're going to put in a layer of the yellow. About halfway up the mold almost. Okay. There we go. Bring in our white. And we'll swirl some white in. Give it a quick mix. And back to our yellow. Another swirl of the white. Give another tap down. You will find as you watch me do videos that I am in love with doing a drop swirl, and most of the time I will not do anything else to it. Once in a while I will do a hanger swirl with it, or I will use a chopstick and do a chopstick swirl in it, but most of the time I just will do a straight drop swirl because I love the way they turn out. Okay, try to finish off with a yellow top. If a little white shows through, that's fine because I'm going to layer yellow and white for the top to swirl it. And as always, my extra remaining batter I will pour into other molds for my family's personal use, and that will be done off camera. Okay. Go in here and layer some white layers. And I know they're messy looking, but it's going to be swirled together, so in my opinion, it's fine.